So my name is Metcalfe-Jones and I'm the head of women's rugby at Harlequins. I think I do genuinely believe that we need more female role models in that space. People have got to be able to see it to want to be it, and I think it's inspiring for other women to know that those roles are attainable. Women will have different experiences within sport, some of them biological, some of them societal, that give them a different lens, a different perspective, and potentially a different approach to male counterparts. But I also think men bring lots of different experiences, particularly from the men's game, which has been professional for longer, which is also valuable. What we haven't got at the moment is a balance between the two. There could be an argument that some players will relate better or more easily to female coaches, particularly if they're starting out in the sport, which they might perceive as traditionally a male sport. I think what the game really needs is more female coaches coaching in the pathway and community space, because we talk a lot about women, leading PWR clubs, for example, or national sides, or getting those top coaching roles. The reality is you can't go from not coaching to gaining one of those roles. And actually, if we look at the landscape of female coaches in our game at the moment, there aren't enough female coaches getting those experiences, which will be the stepping stone to then gaining the next role and the next role and the next role, and eventually landing a head coach role. So I suppose there may be an argument that it might drive some player growth. I think for me there's a bigger argument that for female coaches to have success in the professional elite game in those top roles, that they need to be coaching in either the pathway or the community game to begin with. Coaching in the pathway, I think, is a good environment for young coaches to hone their craft. Mistakes often go unnoticed by the playing group because you're working with young players who don't have a huge amount of experience of elite coaching anyway, so they're not comparing you to Eddie Jones or John Mitchell. They're comparing you to the coaches that they've had previously, or the coaches who are coaching them in other environments. There are some good initiatives for female coaches to get basic coaching qualifications, but I'm not sure that we're then transitioning them into roles where they're gaining the right experience to progress through a coaching career. Players coming to the end of their careers are looking for financial security, and often, I suppose, those initial coaching roles are often not necessarily paying what professional athletes might have been used to, even in the women's game. So when you're approaching that kind of time in your life when you've got responsibilities and you want a mortgage, and that can make the decision to step into coaching more challenging than perhaps, say, stepping into commentary or media, which is an increasing space for retiring female athletes, quite rightly, but I suppose it makes the coaching avenue less appealing financially. I think the RFU could do more to support initiatives for players who are interested in transitioning to professional coaching to do so. Perhaps supporting clubs financially to allow them to sustain those roles. I think more could be done in encouraging and enabling coaches who or female coaches who are already delivering in those kind of environments to progress towards, for example, the England Rugby Performance Coaching Award, the former Level 4 course, which I think is incredibly difficult from my own experience to get onto. I think a couple of things. I mean, I probably 6 or so years ago was juggling 4 or 5 different coaching roles at different points in the year in different environments, and just getting the reps in. And I think if aspirational coaches are out there and want to progress into full-time roles, it's really difficult to do so without having had some proper experience. And to do that, you kind of just have to get stuck in the mix. In all high-performance environments, you have to want to work hard and be prepared to work really hard. You have to be prepared to fail and then get back up. You have to be open to feedback and be receptive, and you might not always agree with it, but I think you've got to want to consistently be better than you were the day before. I did that for years and years and years and never really knew if I was going to get to where I wanted, and then some of it, unfortunately, is with life, is a bit of luck, and you get a stroke of luck. But I think you get luckier if you put yourself out there more and you throw yourself into everything that you do with the best of your abilities.